Hello there. How you doing? This is the Ups and Downs, rounds and rounds.
You have to click it off because can you see how it's still glowing?
I can see how it's still glowing. Yeah, we've got someone ringing us. No, they haven't. It's just this this thing that's going to carry on going for another 9 seconds.
Press it.
Yay! Absolutely amazing.
You can still hear it.
Hope you're having a good time. This is the Ups and Downs, Rounds and Rounds, the Big Family Festival podcast, part 7! Yeah! How amazing is that? Say hello, Ange.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh,
Can we not start this again?
for goodness sake, you know, that was
take
the old
mick
joke.
out
I
of
don't care. It's still alive.
It's still alive, is it?
Yeah.
Well,
As long as I'm alive, it's still alive.
we had some great
Taking
feedback on our
the,
last podcast. What did the
okay,
person say?
He's probably we won't be watching. He'll be on the M6 looking at a fried egg sandwich.
Fried egg sandwich. So it's about as riveting as a fried egg sandwich on the M6.
Central reservation of the M6.
Oh, it's gone off. We went like central reservation.
It did actually do that, didn't it?
It's weird.
Why?
Because you're not talking into the mic.
No, I don't. I think it's gone off, hasn't
No,
it?
it hasn't. You can
No,
hear
because I
it.
can hear you.
You can see. You see how the mic's actually pointing to your chest area. I don't think they speak. Anyway, so
Just a weird thing to say.
it is a weird thing to say. You're right. Imagine if they did for a second, Bob and Bill. Let's.
What?
I don't know. Can I and can I have this? We're going to be doing some phone calls. How good's that? So today we thought we'd spend time.
I've gave you that already over
Oh,
there.
we've got it already. Sorry. Oh,
Yeah, you see the look.
it was a good
See
look.
the look he gave me then.
Ange, look where the mic is actually situated. It doesn't.
George.
No, okay, this is really difficult for me.
Is that better?
It is better, but do you realise that this is on a pivot, so you can
Pivot.
So you can move it.
move.
Pivot.
Did you hear that? That was
Yeah.
good.
Pivot.
It's not that you moved. Look at the
Is
microphone,
this?
the mic itself. So, why is it so difficult for you, guys?
Look.
I'm
Look how good this sounds.
I do apologise. I've got.
Oh, yours went off then.
Yeah.
It's not going off. Can we not?
Is it because you're going like this?
It's because I'm moving away from the microphone. You know, can we just carry on as if, you know, if things go wrong, we don't need to pinpoint it all the time. You know what I mean?
I'm going to anyway.
You're
I don't
the
think you
only
should.
person that's pinpointed things.
I'm
going
not
wrong.
pinpointing anything
Since
anyway.
This started, you've talked about.
Can you talk a bit? Why do I have to be the
microphone.
person that has to speak all the time?
Because you're the one who's speaking and nobody else can speak over you because then you'll say, stop speaking over me.
And also,
There's a
you're telling
good
me off about my
explanation.
microphone positioning.
Look, I fixed it. It's
Well done.
perfecto.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. You do sound fantastic.
Okay.
I do.
So today we're going to call a few people. We're going to call a one of the traders. We're going to call someone who owns a business in Southport who's got in touch. And we're also going to call a local business. So shall we call the first local business, George?
I think he's phoning someone else,
Do
to
you
be
what?
honest. I know who's phoning.
Hello?
Hi!
Hey!
Hey!
How you
How are we?
doing?
Good.
How are we?
We got roused
This
of
is the
applause.
Manchester City.
Yeah, well, Ruejay is still in Disneyland. You can hear Romy in the background, who's going to be coming over.
Romy's, it's dinner time for us. She's going to kick off. But
Is she looking forward to seeing Sooty, the Gruffalo, Father Christmas?
she can't wait.
I know.
She can't wait.
Well, it's going to be the first time that she's ever going to see you DJ.
Yeah, it actually is, isn't it?
It is going to be. So this is Ruejay going to be doing some DJ workshops at the Christmas Cracker this Sunday. and so, oh, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, she's a bit restless because it's dinner time and she's out of her routine over here.
I can imagine.
It's been a long, long day. She's met Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Pluto.
She met Goofy.
She's met everyone. Yeah, Goofy. Pluto's her favourite, though.
Pluto.
I think it reminds her of Aston, her dog at home.
Oh. I was really excited when I was there because I saw Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, you thought you were
We haven't seen one of the Incredibles here, actually.
Oh,
I think they might have gone somewhere else.
Well,
It's hello. Dunno. She's talking about the kettle.
Oh, that's awesome. They're more interesting than us, obviously. A kettle boiling. Thanks a lot, Lou. I appreciate that. Nice one.
Have you been over to the Universal Studios bit? Is it called
Yeah, we
Universal
couldn't.
Studios?
No, it's called
Walt Disney
it's
Studios.
called the Walt Disney Studios. But we went to go on it, and then as we were about to go on it, we realised that there's it says on the side, there's lots of loud bangs and could be scary for adults or children. I just thought there's no point. As great as she is, and she's good now with anything like that, she's still very young. So no, she can wait. She's had a lot of excitement here anyway.
No, I can imagine. You know what? I was watching your story, and I saw all during the parade, they're blowing snow on everyone. How amazing is that?
Yeah. I thought it was actually snowing at one point. Yeah. Disneyland's amazing.
It is amazing. So you're coming back tomorrow. So we're going to get you ready for.
We're back tomorrow.
You're going to be coming and doing a DJ workshop. People who don't want to be part of the DJ workshop just can go in there and have a bit of a rave. You know.
And anyone that's not wanting to be part of the DJ workshop, then Sandy on Santa's naughty list.
Yeah, totally.
Basically.
That's good.
Basically.
We won't keep you too long, Ruejay. But do you want to say anything? Do you want to do any shout outs?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody there again. It was amazing when we did it at the last one. So hopefully lots of people turn up.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Absolutely amazing. It's going to be in Black Box at the mill, so it's going to be a great setup, and anyone can.
Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing the girls, and you'll be there.
Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks. Well, thank you very much, Ruejay, for coming to the line.
Guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Yeah, round of applause. Woo!
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, see you later. Oh, that was Ruejay himself. Totally there. I'm going to pass this over to Angela now, and she's going to take the next phone call because I don't know much about it, to be honest. It's a surprise for me as well. Oh, she's given me the number. Smooth radio. We're back on the jingles, guys. We're back on the jingles. Smooth radio.
You can keep talking.
I can keep talking.
Is that your jingle, Rebecca?
That's a really good
So
jingle.
now I'm going to call. Just do it quick.
Amazing.
Okay, done. We're going to call Tim.
Yep.
Who is the beekeeper, I guess, of the Custard Factory.
Oh, you've got them all on now. That's good.
I have. I've got this one. I'm a bit concerned about pressing sound 8.
Yeah, don't, because we're on a new phone with someone.
It's so scary.
Disarmer.
Hiya, Tim here.
Oh, hi Tim, it's Angela from the Big Family Festival.
Hello there.
How are you?
Hi Tim, we can all speak to you, which is great.
Excellent.
You're live and direct on the podcast. Sorry for not giving you any warning before you answered the phone.
Nice.
Rebecca's here as well. We met with Tim a week ago, I think it was, wasn't it, Tim? And you were telling us all about the bees that are kept at the Custard Factory. So I just thought we'd get you on today just so that you can kind of go through it with our listeners and our viewers and just tell them a bit about the bees, because I found it really interesting. So did Rebecca, and I think other people will too. So, yeah, if you just introduce yourself and tell us what it is that's going on at the Custard Factory roof.
Sure. Well, my name's Tim Vivian. I started working for a company that's based at the Custard Factory about 3 years ago. And being a nosy sort of person, discovered that they'd accidentally left the door open to the roof one day. So I went and had a look, and I thought, that would be a brilliant place to keep some bees. And I've kept bees for 20-odd years now, but only back in Worcestershire. So I went and approached the Custard Factory management, who were absolutely brilliant. They immediately said, oh, that's just the sort of thing we do in the Custard Factory. Of course you can. So, which was actually really good of them, because I'm afraid the easiest thing to do is to say no when you're talking about stingy insects that might hurt people and all the rest of it. But they were, showing their green credentials and immediately said yes. So up there now, there are 3 beehives. They forage about 1.5 miles around the Digworth area, and that actually takes you all the way out to Edgbaston. But I suspect they spend most of their time living in the Digworth area and finding nectar in the Digworth area, because at the moment there are so many places that are being built up. So there's building sites with all the plants growing up around there. There's all along the railway. There's if you look from the roof, you can actually see an awful lot. And it's all natural plants. So it's buddleia, rosebay willow herb, that sort of thing. And that produces the honey that you tried last weekend.
Yeah, which was great, wasn't it, Rebecca?
Yummy.
Which is the authentic taste of Digbeth. It's what you get if you're a bee in the Digbeth area.
They say that each hive has a different taste dependent on.
Me and Rebecca know this.
Yeah,
Tim will tell you.
Yeah, go on then, Tim. It's something that I read somewhere or I watched on a documentary that each area will have different tastes of honey.
No, you're absolutely right. And it depends on the flowers that they find. So different times of year and there'll be different flowers. Different seasons there'll be different flowers. It's even down to what the bees find, because you know that they tell their friends where to go.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Oh, they do a dance called the waggle dance.
Oh,
and it's a sort of figure of 8 dance where the number of wiggles that they do as they go through the middle bit of the figure of 8 is the distance that the bee has to fly. The direction that it wiggles in is the direction it has to fly in, and they also give a sample out to all the other bees as they're doing it, so that the bees know what taste they're going to find when they get there.
Oh wow!
How amazing is that? Really,
that is amazing. So, how many bees are up there, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it varies as the year goes by, but at the height of summer, each beehive's got about 50,000 girls in it.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
So they're girls. That's why they can do so much, and they can do all of that, isn't it? Is that why?
It does have to be said that all the work in a beehive is done by girls. All the boys do is they kind of hang around, and actually the boys can't feed themselves; they have to be fed by the girls.
Wow.
So
a bit like me.
The girls are doing all the collecting of the food, all the feeding, all the cleaning, all the looking after of the young. I can think of no other animal that works the same way.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
It's nothing like that in my house.
Oh, yeah.
No, of course not. Nor in mine.
Do you have a website at all that you can buy the honey from and stuff?
I don't actually sell it through my website, and the reason for that is that I'm trying to minimise the food miles and the amount of the sort of the amount of damage I'm doing to the environment. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so what I actually do is I sell it in reception at the Custard Factory.
Okay. That's
so
awesome.
if you go into the Custard Factory, Scott's house on the left, which is where the girls sit in reception, and they have a little stall behind the counter, and then you can buy the honey from there.
Oh wow!
That is amazing. So we've got the Christmas cracker on Sunday, so there'll be honey available for them on Sunday at reception if people want to do that before or after the actual event itself, or if that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Do you have the food wraps there as well, or is that just something you do when you go to events, Tim?
The food wraps are something I do when I go to events, but if you're interested in that, the beeswax blocks. I actually sell them to the Clean Kilo. Do you know the Clean Kilo?
I'm not familiar with that. Is that in Digbeth, is it? Or?
Right. It's just on the corner of as you come into the Custard Factory, as you come into Gibbs Street,
Clean Kilo.
And it's somewhere that you and your listeners should go and investigate it. What they do is they sell products without packaging.
Okay.
So you need to turn up with your Tupperware boxes or your jars or things like that, and you buy everything by weight, and you only pay for what you need. So if you're a student or a single person or something like that, you can just buy exactly the amount that you need rather than having to buy a big bag of something when you only need a few ounces of it.
Well, that's really interesting. I didn't even know somewhere like that was so local. I knew there was one in Bourneville, but I didn't know there was one in Digbeth as well. So there you go. We've learned something else.
Same one. The Bourneville shop is actually the new one that's just opened in the last couple of months, but this one is the mothership. This is the first one.
Okay. Well,
and
that's good to know as well.
yeah, so Tom and Jeanette there, they sell my beeswax there, and in fact they sell my honey as well. If you want to buy it loose. So there's a possibility to get that, and they also make their own wraps and that sort of thing. So, but interesting place to go.
That's amazing. So your socials as well is it's at Custard Bees, is that right? Yeah, on Twitter.
That's right. Yep.
And,
yes, I tweet on behalf of the bees because, of course, they are a social animal, so they like the contact.
That's awesome.
I love it.
So what we'll put some details on the podcast so people can go to the
definitely.
website and stuff, and hopefully on Sunday they can come and try some when they after the actual the event itself.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
One last fact that we haven't touched upon that you told us when we met you is the actual, which is how the honey is produced. The kids will like that.
Right. Okay. If you think about it, when you're a bee, you go and get the nectar out of a flower. You've got to bring that nectar back, and it's a liquid. So the easiest thing to do is to eat it. So you bring back that nectar when you fly back from the flower inside your stomach. Now, the bee that collects the nectar is not the bee that makes the honey. So it has to pass it to another bee. So basically, the bee flies back and it sicks up the honey, which is then given to another bee, which eats it, and so on and so forth until they've reduced the amount of water. It's recycling, yes, that's right.
They're so clever. They're so intelligent, aren't they? It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So it's kind of, honey is kind of bee vomit, but from a marketing point of view, we tend not to call it that.
Yeah, that's a good shout. So we have to try and save the bees, don't we? Because, you know, they are in decline. So the stuff that you guys are doing up on the roof of the Custard Factory is very important. Do you give advice to people that want to try and do their own hives?
What I always say to people, if they want to take up beekeeping, if you go onto the British Beekeeping Association website, which is bbka.org.uk, there you'll find a section in it where you put in your postcode and it will tell you about your nearest beekeeping association.
Oh, wow.
Now most beekeeping associations run courses over the winter, and they're always more than happy to talk to beginners and to help you out. So, and I would suggest that you do that because
it's not something you can just go and pick up. Like, I'm going to become a beekeeper tomorrow.
Well,
that's probably what George would do.
I would do that.
It's not rocket science, but there are diseases you have to worry about. There are, of course, the fact that you need to be a little bit careful because being stung isn't particularly funny.
No, and is it right that they only sting if they feel threatened? They're not like wasps, are they? That bees will only sting you if they really, really have to. Is that right?
That's absolutely right, because the bee dies.
It dies.
Yeah,
so
thought, yeah.
They will only sting, to protect their colony. That's what it really is. So it's
again, like women.
2 reasons. Yeah, that's right. It's exactly the same thing. They'll fight back if they feel threatened or they're defending their friend. And so I usually get stung when I've done something stupid, and it'll be something like I pick up a bit of the beehive and I don't realise I just put my hand on a bee. So it thinks it's going to get squashed, so it retaliates. Yeah. And that's probably, because I've been stung so many times, that's probably the most frustrating thing from my point of view, that nearly every time I'm stung, I think, that was my fault. That wasn't the bee's fault.
But you're doing a great thing, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah, and also, I'm sure that they teach you what equipment is best to have as well, because you can't be just going to try to pick up these hives with just bare hands and with the t-shirt on, because I
think there's other ways as well. Isn't there ways that people can kind of just plant flowers that bees like and stuff? You don't necessarily have to become a beekeeper to help the bees, do you?
That is absolutely true. It's really important for people to grow flowers and to grow I'd describe them as old-fashioned flowers. Because unfortunately, what we've done is we've now bred some flowers that have got really complicated shapes of flower, and the poor old bee just can't fight their way into it because the petals are such a funny shape. Okay. So, old-style flowers, probably not red flowers.
Okay, not red flowers.
And the reason I say that is that bees can't see red.
Oh, no way.
They don't see red, but they do see a colour that we can't see. They see a colour called ultraviolet.
Okay.
So that's why I had to say probably, because it might be that red flower has got a big stripe of ultraviolet down it that we can't see.
We can't see that they can see.
Yeah, true. So it's kind of fun that you don't know what the bee's really looking at.
No, that is very interesting. I've learned so much today. I knew this would be a good call. Thank you. And
my pleasure.
We have a boy actually, which we contacted the page quite a few months back. Well, his mum did, and he really wants to save the bees. So we donated some tickets to our event so that he could raise some funds for the bees. So I know he'll definitely be interested in this. So thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, that's really good news. The more people that want to look after bees, the better.
Yeah, for everyone, definitely.
Well, thank you so much for sparing some time for us. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. And yeah. Well.
Yeah, I think we're going to try and get Tim down to our main event, aren't we? In the summer, we're going to have a chat. Hopefully, he couldn't come to the Christmas event this weekend, but hopefully we can get Tim involved with our summer event.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well, glad to help whenever I can.
Okay, perfect.
Fantastic.
Well, thanks,
so
Tim.
much.
We'll speak
Thanks,
to you again
Tim.
soon.
Speak soon.
Okay,
Bye.
thanks for inviting me on the podcast.
Anytime.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How interesting was that?
Absolutely fantastic.
He was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was.
Learned so much. I didn't know all those things. They can't see red. They can only see in ultraviolet.
And it's sick.
Yeah, well, yeah. But people will
it
like that.
tastes okay, so
Yeah.
it tastes nice, so it doesn't matter that it's bee vomit.
It's true.
It's sick.
True. Stop saying
Shut
things.
up.
And we learnt about Clean Kilo. I didn't know that was in Digbeth, did you?
I didn't know about that, but let me just rephrase something. It does taste nice, honey.
Oh, yeah, and it's really good. It's like antibacterial and
It's really good for you.
very good for you.
I got a mini pot and it was this
You
big.
did.
A mini pot that was this big.
Yeah.
What if people,
So that was
what if
Tim.
people are listening, they don't know how.
It is
It's like the ones you get in hotels.
4 centimeters tall.
About that.
Wow.
Right, we've got to phone. There's some other people we've got to call yet as well. So
Oh my goodness.
I
Just
know,
for
I know.
10
Some more phone
minutes,
calls.
Mum.
I know. Right, okay. So we're going to call Abbey now, and Abbey is one of our traders that is going to be with us
No,
at
not
the
French.
Big Family Festival Christmas Cracker this Sunday, and she's going to be coming along with some of her homemade lovely cupcakes. So I'm trying to talk and put the number in my phone at the same time, which
I like
am
cakes.
succeeding to do. So here is Abbey, hopefully.
We've got 9 minutes.
Imagine if it's a wrong number now.
That'd be
Wrote it
funny.
down wrong. 9 minutes. Don't do that.
Hello.
Oh, hi, is that Abbey?
It is, it's me.
Oh, hi, Abbey. It's Angie here from Big Family Festival. We're on the Christmas Cracker podcast
Hello.
edition. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm really well, thank you.
George is pressing buttons, so sorry if you can hear
That
him.
was my round of applause. I hope you enjoyed that.
Well, I have a baby at my feet, so whatever
well.
you hear in the background,
That's okay.
there might be some
That's okay.
there might be some background noise.
That's cool. So, Abbey, you're joining us this Sunday with your cupcakes.
I am.
So you've been
Yes.
busy baking all this week.
Well, there's a lot of prep going underway,
Okay.
but yeah, there'll be no baking done until a couple of days before.
Of course, yeah, that makes sense actually. Okay. And what kind of
They
cake?
want to be fresh, Ange. Come on.
Silly guy.
Jeez.
Tells me off all the time. So, what kind of cakes will you be bringing to the?
So
Christmas
I'm
cracker
going to
event?
be bringing 12 different types of cupcakes.
Wow.
To name a few, there's going to be Jammy Dodger, Oreo, Bueno. I'm going to do some Christmas characters, chocolate reindeer. I do a white chocolate frosty, which is like a vanilla cupcake with white chocolate ganache in the middle. Vanilla buttercream, coconut on the top, and a marshmallow snowman.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's quite a popular one. I'm going to be doing chocolate peanut butter, Ferrero Rocher, standard vanilla ones, and then I've got 2 gluten-free options. I'm going to be doing salted caramel and cookie dough,
Oh,
which I've been
wow.
working on a recipe for that. So
Oh,
been
excellent.
busy.
Yeah, sounds it.
But
And-
yeah, delicious cupcakes.
Yeah,
will be
no, they all
coming.
sound really amazing. Rebecca's getting excited, jumping around just at the Oreo ones and the Bueno ones. They all sound great.
They do sound fantastic. I feel like
Thank
one
you.
now.
You don't look like one.
Oh, cheers.
And how long have you been doing this business now? It's relatively new, is it? Or
It is a relatively new business. I've been baking a really long time. My whole family's in cooking. So I just picked up the baking side of it years ago, and then life happens and you have to start working, and that sort of got put to the back. But then I had my daughter last I had my daughter last year, and yeah, just started picking it up again.
Good for you.
And I've met loads of mummies, and they sort of started businesses instead of going back to work.
Mummy entrepreneurs taking over the world, aren't we?
Yeah. So women supporting women and
That's
all about that. So
That's
that's what I've been doing in all my spare time that I have with a baby, which is not a lot.
Zero
but yeah,
spare
sort of
time.
in the downtime.
When she's asleep, basically.
When she's asleep, yeah, exactly.
In a nutshell.
Yeah. I just started sort of perfecting recipes, coming up with new flavors. I use a different sort of buttercream than normal cupcakes. I use a Swiss meringue buttercream.
Okay.
So it's a lot smoother. You can't taste the sugar in it. It's a lot less sweeter than normal buttercreams. You can't taste the grains of sugar because the sugar gets melted into the buttercream.
No way.
So it's a lot longer process to make buttercream, but the payout afterwards is a lot nicer, and I get a lot of compliments on how smooth it is.
Yeah,
So
well,
that's the route that I take. Yeah,
looking forward to trying those on Sunday.
Perfect, excellent. I'll be doing boxes of 6.
Okay.
They can be taken away. They're £14 a box.
Okay.
And then I'll just be doing individual boxes of 2, and then people can, if they wanted to buy boxes, they can come back and collect them at the end of the event. So they don't have to walk around with them.
Oh, that's a really good
awesome.
shout. That's a really good idea.
Well, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah,
That's going to be amazing.
I'm really excited.
Forward
It's
to
quite. I
welcoming
mean, I only started this business a couple of months ago, but it's gone down really well. And I think if you're really passionate about something and you work hard at it, then yeah, it's gonna soar because you believe in it yourself. So
100%.
yeah, I'm really excited about it.
We can't wait. We can't wait to meet you and see you and try your cakes. And I know everyone is going to really enjoy them. So everyone, make sure you bring lots of money to buy lots of lovely cakes from Abbey.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll see you on Sunday. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, that's great.
Let you
Not
get
a problem.
back to it. And yeah, take care. Thank you so much
Perfect.
for coming on.
Looking
We'll see
forward
you on
to it.
Sunday.
Thank you so much. Look after
Yay.
yourself.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Abbey, the cupcake lady.
Lovely.
She's really nice.
Have we got anyone else?
We have got one more person.
Oh, jeez.
We've got one more person.
5 minutes.
Stop.
Oh,
You're
my
making me look.
goodness.
You're stressing me out. Am I going
Stressing.
right?
5 minutes.
Stop it. It's 4 actually.
4 minutes.
Well, you
Been
can
counting.
talk. You don't have to wait
4
for me
minutes,
to do this.
50 seconds.
Can you stop?
Oh, let's do a cracker joke. Come on, while we're waiting. Cracker. Oh yeah, forgot to tell you, Georgia's not here again today. If you haven't
No,
noticed.
it's true.
Oh,
I'm
it's a
wearing her
shame.
jumper.
Is it hers? Okay.
So yeah, so that was Abbey from Frills Cupcakes, who's going to be joining us at the
Yummy.
Christmas cracker. We've had Tim from the Custard Factory, who is the beekeeper at the Custard Factory,
Beekeeper.
and now
One second.
Well, say it
I'm
then.
gonna. What does a frog do if his car gets broken down?
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
What does a frog do if his car breaks down?
I don't know.
He has it towed. Wait.
Hey. Okay, thanks, George. So that was, as I was saying, that was Abbey.
What do you get if you cross a snowman with a vampire? Frostbite.
Okay, should we move on from George's great jokes? So yeah, so today we've gone down the route of speaking to people. This person got in touch and liked our podcast and wanted a shout out. So I said, you know what? I like the sound of what you're doing. Let's call you and you can explain to us all about it. So we're going to call Michael now from Southport.
Go on,
Hopefully
Michael.
he answers.
What does he do?
I feel like we need some music when it's ringing.
Do 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 do.
Hello,
Oh, hi, is that Michael?
it is.
Oh, hi,
It is.
Michael. It's Angela calling from the Big Family Festival.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, thank you for getting in touch and saying that you'd be happy to have a chat with us. I was very impressed by what you're doing. So I don't know if George is here, Rebecca's here. Say hello,
Hi, Dee.
guys.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hello.
What is it that you do that's so impressive?
Oh well, you see, it used to be a restaurant many years ago, and it was derelict for quite a while. So we went for planning permission, and turned it to a luxury cinema.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So how many seats?
There's 75 seats.
Okay.
And there's plus the seating for upstairs if they need it.
Okay. And what type of movies do you show?
We show classics. When we opened on the 19th of October,
Okay.
and we did all the old classics like Bride and Frankenstein, Dracula. It was all the old Hammer horror stuff.
Oh, wow. That must be amazing.
It is, and we're actually sold out now all the way through Christmas. We're doing all the Christmas movies now.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
are you doing Home Alone?
We're doing Home Alone, we're doing Elf. We're doing
Oh,
Elf 3 times
Elf
this
is
month, actually.
Angie's
It's actually-
favourite.
Absolutely.
You know,
Well, it
it's-
was sold out the first day, and then we're doing this Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, and we're sold out for Christmas Eve.
oh,
No
that
way.
is amazing. So do
It is.
you have popcorn, candy
Oh,
floss?
yes,
There's a bar
popcorn.
as well, I
No,
think,
no.
isn't there, Michael?
Oh, there's a bar as well. There is a bar.
Shut
It's
that
all
up,
licensed.
Straight away.
Priorities.
It's
There's a bar.
straight to the bar and straight
we
to the
do
bar.
champagne, we do
Oh.
Prosecco, so yeah.
That's amazing. And am I right in thinking that it's all volunteers that you?
It is. In the beginning there was like 20 volunteers that actually wants to help out. But it's took like just over 2 years to actually get it going.
Oh wow,
That
you're
is
doing it
brilliant.
now. That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
really, really good. I like it that the classic movies, things like Gone with the Wind and stuff like that. You know, like old musicals.
Yeah,
and
well,
things.
hopefully in January we're going to do a whole Roger of all the 80s. So all 80s movies in January.
So 80s movies, would that be Gremlins was 90s, wasn't
No,
it?
actually, yeah, we're doing Gremlins now for Christmas.
Yeah, because that is a good
But we're gonna
Christmas
do,
movie.
like, Yeah, we're going to go like Back to the Future.
I was
that
just about
sort
to
of
say
thing.
Back to
Brilliant.
the Future.
Back to the Future's
Yes.
a great movie.
It is. I love all the Back to
You
the
know,
Futures.
one that
What
I-
about Rockies? Will Rockies be there?
Rockies are good.
Yeah, we can do them. Sadly, we can't do The Sound of Music.
Oh,
why?
George.
Sadly, because it's licensed by Disney apparently. The same as Star Wars. We can't do that either.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
annoying.
so sadly, it is
It is.
absolutely.
That is crazy. But the one that I would like to watch as well is Forrest Gump, because it's
Okay.
such a great
Okay.
movie to watch on the big screen. But it's really long, isn't it?
It
It's
is
like,
very long.
It's like 3 hours, 20 minutes.
It's got a good
And
soundtrack.
That was like Sound of Music. That was quite a long. We had an interval in between. apparently.
Wasn't Sound of Music the one that was the first time there was a swear word in it? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Is that?
All right. I thought it was
think-
Gone with the Wind.
Oh, was that Gone with the Wind?
That's what. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was Gone with the Wind.
Oh, sorry. See, I'm
Getting
not good.
getting his movies mixed
I'm
up.
getting my movies mixed up. The Sound of Music
got
is
Gone with
the
the
one
Wind.
with the nurse. Is it the one with the nurse? The nun that was on the.
All right. Okay.
Is it?
I
No.
don't know,
Okay.
George.
Am I wrong completely?
I'll have a look at that. We'll Google it. We'll
yeah,
Google
well,
it.
Isn't she on top of the mountain when she sings that? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure people will be correcting you once this goes out, George. Oh, he's off. He's singing now.
He's off, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Is that before the red wine or after the red wine?
I think I've got a bottle here. I think that's my problem.
Very good.
Oh, we're
What
gonna,
else would you like to know? What else would you like to know about the cinema?
where is it? Where is it? That's probably a good.
Southport.
It's in
I know,
it's in Southport. Yes,
Southport. Sorry, I kept
Southport.
saying
It
Southport for
is.
some reason. Southport, yeah.
And
it's just outside Liverpool. Yeah, it's about
Outside
45
Liverpool.
minutes.
Oh, you like
so-
Liverpool, don't you,
I
George?
love Liverpool. Lovely people.
Oh, very
in
good.
Liverpool.
Yeah, we'll have to come up and say hello. I
Yeah,
think.
we'll definitely do
You'll
that.
have to pop in.
Yeah,
You
no,
really
we will, 100%. And well, thank you for coming on.
Well, we'll put some
You're very
links to it
welcome.
all.
Yeah. If
on
you
the-
can drop
if
me
you-
a message with your links and stuff when we put the video
Yes,
out,
certainly.
we'll put that underneath, because I think
Okay.
it sounds like a great thing, especially with it all being volunteer led, and you've took 2 years to do
Absolutely.
it and now you're doing it. We love stuff
It
like
is
that.
absolutely amazing, and so
Just got to
it's
get stuff
fantastic.
done, haven't you?
It was more the council, because we had to get a lot of planning permission for this. So it was like the council holding back and needs license for this, license for that,
Yeah.
and the fire regulations, because it
Oh,
needs
yeah.
the whole building needed rewiring, because it was just a death trap basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It
you
was
have to
awful.
jump through so many hoops and
You
things,
do
don't
have
you?
to, but at least
Yes,
you're
of
there
course.
now. It's all
You're
done.
doing it
It's
now. Well
absolutely
done.
amazing.
Good,
Oh, yes,
good for
it's
you,
lovely.
Michael.
I'm so
Thank you very
happy that
much.
we could have helped in a little bit of a way
Well, yeah,
on our podcast. It was a fantastic
Thank you very
for
much.
being involved.
Okay.
Thank you so
Right,
much.
speak to you soon then.
Speak
to you
Have a
soon,
good
take
day.
care.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Merry
Merry
Christmas to
Christmas.
you.
Speak to you
Thank
soon.
you.
Ho, 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 ho.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
How amazing is that? So that was our 3 callers today, 3 guests
Oh,
on
you've forgotten Rue. 4.
4. Was it who? 4?
Rue? Oh, you forgot your Rue.
Who was the
Rue?
first one?
B
Oh, yeah.
person.
Abby.
B person.
What?
Tim.
Tim. Okay, listen, I don't know names. I forget my
Rue,
own names.
Abby.
Abby.
Tim.
I
And
Tim.
Michael,
forgot
it's 4.
about,
4, yeah. Sorry, Ruth, forgot you.
So we got Frills Cupcakes, we had Custard Bees, and we had the cinema from Southport, Bijou Cinema.
That's amazing.
There we go. What an interesting little half an hour that's been. I've enjoyed that.
You know what?
talking to people.
I wonder if it was more interesting than the central reservation of the M6
With an egg sandwich.
With an egg sandwich
It's an egg
on.
sandwich. You got
An
to be
egg
precise.
sandwich.
Fried egg sandwich.
It was
Fried egg
a
sandwich.
fried egg sandwich. So thank you to whoever that was.
I think his name was Simon.
Should we have a look?
No, come on, let's not be those people.
Oh no, come on.
Positivity rules.
Oh, it does rule.
Yep.
Anyway, so if you've got any ideas of any other sandwiches we can be impersonating, then if you can just send that to
be a chicken
Angie at bigfamilyfestival.co.uk.
Why would you do that?
Also, if there is any other motorways that you think that we're more exciting than, then please put it in the comments below.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
The end.
Goodbye.
We'll see
The
you
end.
all very, very soon. Thanks again for tuning in.
Hang on. Sunday.
What about Sunday?
What about Sunday? It's the event.
Listen,
Christmas cracker.
this isn't all about the
I
event.
know,
This is
but
about-
we've got to mention it at least.
No.
This is the last podcast before the event.
I know, but we look forward to seeing you at the podcast, at the event on Sunday at the Mill with Sooty, the Gruffalo,
Pip Ahoy.
Pip Ahoy, Blues Brothers, DJ Workshop, Glitter, Stagecoach, me,
Glitter
and
and face
Rebecca,
Father
Georgia,
Christmas.
Father Christmas. We'll see you all there. Have a fantastic day, everybody.